How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, bringing Cowboys Nation another video of this raw and uncut about our Dallas Cowboys. And on today's episode of Get Up, Mike Greenberg, Jeff Saturday, Dominic Foxworth, Kimberly Martin, and Andrew Hawkins discuss the conundrum over in Las Vegas having to do with DaVonte Adams. Mike Greenberg presented the panel with the question of which team should try to attain DaVonte Adams' services before the trade deadline. Jeff Saturday made a mention of the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to take a listen to the two clips that I got for y'all, and then y'all know what we're going to do after that. We're gonna come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's go ahead and take a listen to Mike Greenberg explain the situation.
If a team trades for DaVonte Adams today, they would have to take on $13.5 million in salary cap hit. That's what the hit would be. The value goes down just under $1 million every week because that's his weekly salary. It could go down as low as $8.5 million if we took this all the way to the deadline, which is November 5th. The teams that could make the trade today are on the right portion of your screen. The Commanders could do it. The Cowboys could do it. The Jets could do it. The Steelers could do it. Make one of them make sense for me, Jeff Saturday, right now.
Keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. We don't need the Washington Commanders attaining DaVonte Adams. Real talk. But $13.5 million salary cap hit for the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys currently have $24.4 million in cap space? His value goes down each week the Raiders have to pay him a game check? This move makes too much sense, Cowboys Nation, but we know what that means. It's not gonna happen. I'll get to that more in my raw and uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. Now, jumping into the last clip, Jeff Saturday explains to everybody why this is a great move for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's take a listen to what Jeff Saturday has to say, and then we're gonna come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Cowboys Nation, let's go ahead and take a listen to Jeff Saturday.
Dallas Cowboys. You talk about, Jerry talked about all offseason. We're all in. We're this. Guess what the Dallas Cowboys have to do to win? Throw the football. They average 77% of their offensive production comes from air yardage. They can't run the football. They have one weapon outside, and that's CeeDee Lamb. Cooks can't get open, can't find separation. I understand Ferguson, they're trying to, but they don't have the run game. They have to have another receiver to open up this offense. If Jerry wants to show his fans he truly is all in, because by the way, your defense can't be complimented if you can't run the ball. You're going to have to score points. It's got to be a track meet. You need two. I played on a team with Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. To say that it opens up the field is an understatement of a lifetime. He needs that. He's talked about being all in now. Does it make him a Super Bowl contender? I have no idea, but what you got now, you ain't going to win with. If you want your fans to believe you're all in, this is a move you got to make.
Okay, Jeff, we have to come to terms with the fact that Jerry Jones pulled a fake out when he was talking about that all-in situation. Cowboys Nation has gotten over the all-in soundbite from Jerry Jones. I highly suggest that you talking heads do the same. But as far as the Dallas Cowboys offense running through Dak Prescott's arm yet again this season, you're absolutely correct, Jeff Saturday. Another year where our run game suffers, and it's all on Dak Prescott to help get this team to where it wants to be. You know what? Let's go ahead and do this. Y'all ready for my raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. The Dallas Cowboys, we are in desperate need of another weapon at the wide receiver position. The philosophy of doing more with less has put the coaches and players in a situation of having to produce with one hand tied behind their backs. We can't rely on our run game to help bail us out because our rushing attack is one of the worst in the league. We can't rely on a stout defense because that side of the ball was bit with the injury bug. And honestly, we couldn't stop the run before our top players went down to injury. What this team is doing, yet again, is counting on Dak Prescott to throw us out of our problems. If that's the case, Why not get Dak another weapon to throw the ball to? Why not get another receiver to take the pressure off of CeeDee Lamb? Previously, I made a video talking about bringing Amari Cooper back to the team, but I would also be happy if the Cowboys were to go out and get DaVonte Adams. This would show me that Jerry and Stephen Jones are into more than just plugging holes with cheap practice squad players, and they're serious about trying to be contenders this year. But Cowboys Nation, y'all know that when it's proposed by someone at the 4 and 3 letter networks, it's probably not gonna happen. I can't sit up here and pump everybody's hopes up saying that DaVonte Adams is going to come to the Dallas Cowboys or Amari Cooper is coming back home, because we all know that's not going to happen, Cowboys Nation. Jerry and Stephen Jones are going to look at the wide receiver room and they're going to say that we are fine. Remember, we like our guys. The same thing happened with Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. The 3 and 4 letter networks all thought attaining Derrick Henry would be a great situation for the Dallas Cowboys. The fans all got on board and we all got our hearts broken in the end. They didn't even pick up the phone to acquire for Derrick Henry. He's apparently too expensive, Cowboys Nation. Coming from the same guy who said we don't know the size check he would write for another Super Bowl. But the Raiders, they're only asking for a second-round draft pick and some more compensation. My trade idea for Amari Cooper stands firm with DaVonte Adams as well. I would send Jalen Tolbert and a second-round draft pick from this year and maybe a fourth-round draft pick from the 2026 NFL Draft. Does that sound too expensive, Cowboys Nation? Probably too expensive for Jerry's blood, right? With so many compensatory picks for the 2025 NFL Draft, we have enough draft capital to come up with a package to attain another threat that Dak Prescott can throw the ball to, and it may also open up the run game a little bit. Could you imagine your game day wide receiver lineup being CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver 1, DeVonta Smith at wide receiver 2, and Brandon Cooks at wide receiver 3? With Jake Ferguson at tight end and Rico Dowdle starting in the backfield? That would be a monster offense. I also have a different setup for the offensive line, but y'all, that is an entirely different video altogether. But whatever it is, the Dallas Cowboys front office has to start putting more effort into making this team better. The notion to do more with less is how a fool would look at things. I see some Cowboys fans complaining, asking why Dak Prescott has to have all these weapons around him. Every quarterback needs weapons around them. It's not a test to see how good your quarterback is. It's a test to see how good your team is. And with more weapons on your team, the better the odds are of you doing something great during the season and the playoffs. As a fan, why would you want your quarterback having to do more with less? So Cowboys Nation, let's get DaVonte Adams in the building for a cup of coffee, like Law Nation would say, and try and make an aggressive move to better this team. We're not going to get better looking around practice squads and cherry-picking talent from the practice squads. At some point in time, Jerry and Stephen Jones are going to have to pull the trigger on signing a game changer. Oh boy, there's the root word that they struggle with: change. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did y'all think about what the crew of Get Up had to say? Who would you rather see on this team, DaVonte Adams or Amari Cooper? Y'all, let's have an adult conversation in the comments section. If you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on the video and share it with your family and friends who are Cowboys fans. If you are DC for life and wish the front office would make better moves than practice squad moves, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or Madden 25 and College Football 25 gameplay. Cowboys Nation, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the men and women who lent a hand in search and rescue, in food and water distribution, shelter, store runs, wellness checks for those individuals who were devastated by Hurricane Helene. My family and friends who were in the heart of it in Western North Carolina and South Carolina, they've marked themselves safe, and I thank God for that. Unfortunately, there were people who lost a lot during this ordeal, and my thoughts and prayers are with you all. My thoughts and prayers are with the small towns of these communities. Chimney Rock, North Carolina. It's going to take time to get these areas affected back up and running. FEMA, local law enforcement, pantries, and power companies are working around the clock to restore power to everybody that was affected. So I just want to give all my thoughts and prayers to all of you, all of my heart. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.